Hello and welcome to another CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Kevin Bryant. In just a minute, I'm going to be joined by Pete Poyer for the call of the game. This, of course, is our classic crosstown rivalry between the Ann Arbor Pioneers and the River Rats. Don't go anywhere, folks. CTN Sports Game of the Week is up next. And welcome back to the CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Kevin Bryant, joined with the voice of CTN Sports. Welcome back, Mr. Pete Poyer.
Hey, thank you, Kevin. It's great to be back after a layoff of the fall semester, but I'm glad to be back here at this basketball game. It's been a long time.
You were out at camp working on those pipes. I can hear it. I can hear it already. Double P's in the house.
That's what I was doing.
Nice. Well, tonight,
it's just a small misunderstanding between me and 200 Mexican border cops.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
It happens.
It does.
3 times in your lifetime it's happened. So.
And we are underway. Tip is controlled. Scramble on the floor right off the tip. Finally pulled away by Turman for the Pioneers. And the Pioneers will start out on offense. There's a drive to the hoop. That shot is no good. Now quickly back down the floor. Huron goes and to the hoop. Missing the shot but drawing the foul is Alexa Lyon. She will head to the line for 2.
Now the Rats come in with a little bit different program than we're accustomed to seeing on the airways. Got a different coach for the 4th time in 4 years. Steve Hunter is on the bench for the River Rats right now. You see him talking to Patel as she comes back into the screen of play here. You know, talking with Coach Hunter before the game, he's talking about that the team is starting to get their rotations down. He plays the entire bench, Pete, so we're going to see everybody from here on tonight.
Oh, Lyon makes both of her free throws, and Huron takes the early lead, 2-0. There's a forced turnover by Huron, and they will get the ball.
And Pioneer coming out with some full court man pressure there.
So Patel has it handling the ball for the River Rats. She drives to the baseline. Her shot is blocked, and Pioneer will head back up the court. Now one of the Hicks twins back for 3. We're off the front of the rim. Now battle for the rebound, and we have a tie-up. River Rats will get it on the alternating possession.
You can see right off that the Rats don't have a one person on the floor that they started off the season with, and that's Eden Johnson, and it looks like she may not be with the program any longer.
There's a nice shot. Caden Glenn with the jumper, and Huron leads 4-0. Pioneers trying to work their offense, get it down low to Turman. They do. Her first shot is off the rim, no good.
Herman does a great job of utilizing her body, and she is a person, of course she's the biggest person out there on the floor, but she uses her body well, and she positions. Look at here, catches the ball and gets her balance before she goes up. That's going to be a tough haul for the Rats to keep her off the box all night.
Well, and you can tell that she's strong. She was double teamed on that replay, as we saw there, and she was still able to get the ball up.
And that's a good touch as well too, right?
Right. Well, we've watched her for a long time. She's a senior now, and she's been on the team for 3 years, I think, now. And you can just see that that down-low game really develop, especially last year. Should be exciting to see her play this year.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm anxious to see is her getting up and down the court. You know, the wind. And as a bigger person out there on the court, sometimes you have teams that try to get you up and down the court faster. She's done a great job of conditioning and doesn't take herself out of the game. Look at that hustle up the court right there. Rats did beat her up, though.
Alexa Lyon with the bucket for the River Rats, and they lead at 6-2. 6:20 to play in the quarter. Long shot off the back of the rim. And looks like we're going to have a foul.
And we take a look at Patel immediately getting the ball up court. That ball only hit the ground one time. That's an excellent fast break, Pete.
That's something you take into the tape room and show the girls, hey, this is how you do it.
Well, you pass the ball as opposed to dribbling, it's going to move the ball up the court a lot faster.
The defense is not going to have a chance to catch up.
A lot of contact on that shot.
Sienna Smith, and she got hacked on the arm.
Good hesitation and go move there, and aggressive on the shot just inside the elbow. You can see all the contact on the wrist action there, though. Easy call.
First one is good.
These twins, the Smith sisters, are shooters. So to have for Huron and Coach Hunter, he probably wants them to have the ball in their hands as much as possible tonight.
Second one is good as well. And they'll give the Rats a 6-point advantage, 8-2. Pioneers still not quite into their offensive rhythm yet. I think Huron's doing a good job getting in the lanes
and
shutting down their offensive flow.
And we've seen a lot of that from Huron for over the years too, Pete.
There's a hook from Caden Glenn. That's off the backboard, no good. Rebound pulled in by Turman. And the Pioneers will once again try and get their offensive flow going.
Well, good defense here by the Rats, really forcing some tough passing angles for the Pioneers.
Good job shutting down the passing lanes, you know, getting arms in the way and good movement, good foot movement to kind of get in the way of the Pioneers and what they want to do on offense.
And once again, you're seeing it right there, hands in the passing lane, Pete. Good call. Wow, that was a strange call because it looked like no one really kind of had possession. Look right here. Where does this call come from? I mean, is it the trip? Or, I mean, because they're both, no one really had possession of the ball there, really.
Yeah, it looked like the Huron
play.
player was trying to sweep the leg there. So, I think that's where the foul call came from. The wild hook shot put up and in.
Lauren DeWolf.
Lauren DeWolf with that shot.
Little finger roll action, Pete. Little English off top of that backboard, what she did. Nice.
A little bit of luck, never hurts. And DeWolf with the steal. And Patel trying to steal it back, but
a lot of good effort by
Pioneer
Patel.
Control, yeah, putting a lot of effort in on the defensive end.
I see the Rats now are collapsing down. It looks like almost of a matchup zone, trying to get some help inside the paint. Look at that. Five
the
people.
The whole team collapsed on Turman.
And
there's
what
a
happens,
three from
right?
outside from DeWolf. Now, this is what Pioneer's going to have to do on offense.
In and
if
out.
they're going to collapse on Turman, she's going to have to be able to recognize shooters on the outside and kick it out to them to try and loosen up that defense.
Oh, I mean, and look at the spot-up action there. She had her choice of shooters, and she found the right one right there in DeWolf, right?
Well, Pioneer coming back a little bit here, only down a point now, 8-7, in favor of the River Rats.
Yeah,
Now
5-0 run, man.
Little press action by Pioneer, easily broken by the River Rats. Now one of the Smith sisters with the shot off the backboard and in.
Sienna Smith is being very aggressive here early on.
Both teams really trying to push the flow.
There's a good shot there, getting inside the lane.
There's DeWolf from the top of the key, and that's nothing but net.
Hey, she's getting hot. That's second one in a row.
That was inside the arc for 2.
Wow, that's
a knock away by Turman.
Yeah, almost some contact though there that wasn't called. You can hear the Huron benches.
Foul, yeah. And from 3 from the far corner, in and out, no good.
Boy, DeWolf has a real nice looking shot.
There's another jumper from the baseline, and that is good. Sophie Smith with the bucket for the River Rats.
Smith is one of the only lone seniors out there on the Rat squad. Nice shot there.
There's a long three-pointer on the way, and it's good.
Set shot, Buford. Now that one's a 3, no question about it for DeWolf.
Shot off the backboard, no good. Offensive rebound by Smith. And now we have a whistle.
Look at that, the position there by Turman, though, in the lane. Let's take a look at this jump shot first, though, Pete. Good screen. And great follow-through, right?
Very nice. Way back off the line.
Huron's going to have to change up that because the last 2 shots, you've seen DeWolf extend that defense out, and she's getting her shot off without any kind of hands in the face.
That was Maya Hicks with that long 3. Well, Pioneer trying to work the offense. Finally got it down by the baseline to Corey Burgard, but her shot was affected.
You can see the Rats, they really are, they're collapsing that defense, but you know, there's pick of poison right now, Pete, because by them collapsing in and Turman's not in, they cannot, they're giving up open shots on the outside.
Now Burgard with another down low opportunity, and she missed it. Well, Pioneer with the offensive rebound, so they'll kick it back out and reset the offense. Drive along the baseline, and that shot's affected, and we have a foul call. Felicia Stewart drawing that foul.
Let's check out the action here. The player get there. Number 20 for the Rats. You got to pick something here. Andu, you either got to stand in and take the charge, or you're going to have to jump up and try to block. She kind of went for both on that instance, and that's what happens. You get a foul called on you.
Well, and you're moving your feet, so you know you're never going to get the call when your feet are moving.
And that's a tough shot for the offensive person coming in and taking that. It's almost like an in-between shot. That's why you see so many guys do a runner, you know, as opposed to just trying to, you know, follow through on that shot because you're so close.
It's really hard to make that shot when you're holding the ball up high, too. You're already up high. You don't have any, you know, spring to try and move the ball towards the basket.
Or anything to look at, too, because you're coming from the side angle, so you don't have that backboard right there.
Exactly. I always had the most trouble from those side shots.
It's
without
tough,
no
right?
backboard.
Yeah. And Pioneer defense causing a turnover there. And it's probably because one of the Huron's gone to the bench and both of the Smith sisters are not out there. So ball handling is probably going to go to Patel right now. 5-second call. Oh!
And there's a shove.
Do we really need to see a replay on that call? I mean, I think that one was. Let's see. Is this really a elbow, or she just trying to create space? Nice. Elbow. Felicia Stewart on that foul.
Trying to get the ball down to the baseline, and a bit of an errant pass, and couldn't be brought in by Smith. And the ball's out of bounds. Turnover in favor of Pioneer.
2 possessions in a row for the Rats. They can't do that, and that's how the Pioneers have, at first we had an 8-2 ball game, and Pioneers since then they've been scoring away.
Ball into Turman. She kicks it out for 3. That's off the rim, no good, but Turman gets the offensive retail. Putback is no good. Rebounded by Huron. Now Patel quickly down the floor.
A lot of contact.
She is a patch of grease lightning.
Boy, DeWolf, I think, got a lot of the ball, but the foul may be called on LaPointe up underneath. Let's take a look at that one. Because a good push here by Patel. Not a great angle, but I love the way she attacks the basket. Saw that ball there by DeWolf. I think that call was up underneath.
Yeah. And Patel makes the first.
That cuts that lead down to 1.
Patel with an opportunity to tie it up. And she does. 58 seconds to go in the first. We're tied at 14 here at Ann Arbor Pioneer High School. Some great women's basketball action so far.
Yeah, both teams really playing well this opening period.
Now down low into Turman. Man, they just collapse. That whole defense collapses on Asaria Turman.
I don't like that whistle, though, Pete. It seemed like the official anticipated some more contact than actually happened. Let's take a look at this. I see a lot of reaching in there, but Turman was trying to cause the contact.
Right.
And she kind of lost that ball as she was getting up to release it.
Maybe the contact was called on the body as opposed to the arm.
And the official was behind the play.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with a player, you heard this when Shaq or a LeBron, a player that's bigger than everyone else out there, it is difficult for the officials to call it fairly. And that's one of those opportunities or instances, it looks like, where it may have been a little bit anticipation of a call.
And maybe she got a little reputation foul there.
Could be. She's earned it after these 3-4 years playing.
And, of course, ball don't lie, so missed both free throws.
They
were still tied at 14.
I likes that. Ball don't lie.
So maybe, karma is,
Never
active.
wrong. Never wrong.
Away into the corner. This for 3. That misses everything. Offensive rebound. 24 seconds to play in the quarter.
Oh, nice look.
Smith back to Patel. Cross court now down into the paint. There's a jumper. Off the rim, no good. 10 seconds to play.
In the quarter. Shoot this. She's got to shoot it.
Maya Smith with it.
Wow.
And it looks like there was an offensive foul, like an illegal screen.
Yeah, LaPointe kind of, as the person that's setting the screen, you got to stay there. And it looks like she kind of rolled as the play moved.
A little bit moving too much. I mean, she banged into the Riverhead defender. Patel puts up the last shot, and that is off and no good, no call. As we end quarter number 1, tied at 14. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more action right here on CTN Sports.
Well, you should do laundry every day. You should do it. I don't want to smell that.
That's way too much. Every day? How much laundry do you think I go through in a
Well,
single
at least wear
day?
clean clothes.
You should do laundry every day.
I got plenty of clothes to wear. New outfits one day a month.
Well, I'm sick of smelling you, dude.
I'm not a sweater.
You stink,
I'm not a
dude.
sweater.
I shouldn't
Just wash
smell
your
you at
clothes,
all.
man.
There's so many smells.
Then check and mate.
To our CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm Pete Portland with Kevin Bryant. We are underway here in the second quarter. It was a spirited first quarter. Both teams tied at 14.
Nice ebb and flow to that first quarter as well.
Absolutely, Kevin. And there's a steal by Pioneer. They bring it back down the floor.
Now Huron is switched up, and they're definitely in the zone now to help out on these kind of passes, Pete. Just like that.
Well, Turman picked it up off the floor, kicked it out for a three,
wow.
And it's good.
That's the second
Whitney
assist.
Gallagher on the three. And that's knocked out of bounds. Looks like that's going to go in favor of the Pioneers.
Look at Turman down there fighting for it on the floor, but the wherewithal and the headiness to find a player open, and it was actually a very good pass, Pete.
Let me tell you, Kevin, that's a senior for you.
Yeah, that's nice. A leader. She's a leader.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ty Hicks, you know, that's what coaches need to have to build a program around, and Asari has definitely been a main cog for Coach Hicks for the past 4 years, playing on the AAU team and playing with the school team, really picking up his style of play and being a coach on the floor.
Well, and we've seen Coach Hicks for a few years now, and you could just tell he's a good coach.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just by the way he conducts himself and how the girls play on the floor.
Look at him as he's surveying the program that he's built, because Pioneer, they had a transition. They went from Crystal Westfield, and then they had a little bit of a lull. Coming in with Ty Hicks, who has his roots in the area with Common Bond, AAU. He's just a quality guy, also coaching over at some of the middle schools. That's what Ann Arbor needs, more coaches like Coach Hicks.
Absolutely, Kevin. Pioneer with another long three. That's off the back of the rim, no good.
You know, Pete, Pioneer shoots the three as good as any girls team that I've seen in a while, and they do it off of that action you were talking about.
Right.
Inside out play.
Well, and you can attribute that to the good coaching too.
That's what we're just talking about, right?
Yep. It's what all these young athletes need is good coaching, steady coaching.
Yeah, and see, that's the flip side when you're starting to talking about the coaching that we don't have over at the Rats facility right now. They had stability, and they haven't had that consistency out of the leadership, out of the head coaching position. So, yeah, you're nail on the head, sir.
Thank you. Haven't lost my touch.
Yeah, man. Right back on the bike, right?
That's right. Maya Hicks with the shot up off the glass, and it goes in. And Huron with Pioneer rather, with a 5-point advantage, 19-14.
And DeWolf has just been excellent, and that's a case of a lefty, you know, showing off the skills, because everybody else is going to that right hand, and she came back and shot that ball well with touch. One thing
Pioneer with it again, looking to go to their biggest advantage of the night.
Well, one thing I was about to say is they might have to worry about is foul trouble. They're creeping up. Next foul, they'll be Huron will be in the bonus, and that's something that if the players shoot like Patel shot for the Rats, that might be a welcome sight for Coach Hunter.
That's knocked out of bounds by Maya Hicks.
Patel has one gear. It's always go. She is not a player that saves energy, man.
We've seen her for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And it's full blast or nothing.
I like the way her game has, at first it was more of just shoot, just shoot, just shoot. Now you can see she's worked on the defensive end as well, because she's more well-rounded player.
Good ball handling skills,
Exactly.
at least better Definitely better, developed. And I think she's grown a bit, too.
You can see it.
It's hard to tell exactly how much, but she's definitely taller. And that always helps in basketball.
Oh, definitely. And now Huron switch this defense back up to a man. They get the turnover.
Yeah, Patel's got it. Heads back up there. Long pass down court.
Wow.
Trying to hit Katie Ba under the net.
Coming down hard was Maya Hicks, the coach's
Smith
daughter.
Gets the foul draw, rather. And she will head to the line.
A lot of turnovers for the Rats. They're going to have to get back in this game right now at the free throw line.
And misses the front end of the 1-on-1. Another long three, and that's good. Lauren DeWolf with another three-pointer from downtown.
I might have to run over to the scorer's table and count all these threes. They're hitting a lot of three-point shots, and they're not rattling in. They're going in.
Right.
Look at this, and you can tell she wanted to shoot this all the way. And Thurman with a good job of clearing out space. A little screen there.
Garrett with the shot off the rim, no good. Smith with it for Huron. Now Pioneer up to 8-point advantage now, 22-14.
And it's just slowly, they're just adding and adding. And these missed possessions for the Rats, that's another turnover. The missed possessions, when it goes down to the offensive end for the Pioneers, they're capitalizing. It's either on the three-pointer, they're putting points on the board each time, and the Rats, they're stubbing themselves in the foot right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, a timeout on the floor.
And that's probably from Huron to try to regroup. And I want to know what kind of defense they're going to come out in, Pete. It seemed like when they were in their zone, it helped out as far as the rebounding is concerned. But when that ball goes into the paint, the guards aren't collapsing back out. And they have open wing shooters for the Pioneers. They're just picking them apart, man.
Especially DeWolf, I think she's hit 4 three-pointers in this game so far.
Yeah, and the one, it might have been even 5 because she was right on the line. They called it a 2. I mean, between DeWolf and throwing the ball down into the paint to Turman, I mean, that is a good combination. That's why the Pioneers have only lost 1 game this year.
Oh, both teams back out on the floor. Wolf will bring it up the floor for the Pioneers. Pioneers are moving around the perimeter. A drive down the paint, and that shot is good. Felicia Stewart with the bucket there.
If we could take a look at that one, it looked like the player kind of gave the head and shoulders fake and moved all kinds of feet, and the ref didn't say anything.
And Sienna Smith comes back just inside the arc for 2.
Watch her feet here. Once kind of a little shuffle. You saw the bench. The bench is on the sideline saying she shuffled her feet, people. A lot of contact there.
And DeWolf trying to drive it down the lane and gets knocked down to the floor. It looks like she's fine. She draws the foul.
At some point, the River Rat defenders are going to have to figure out DeWolf's left-handed.
Right.
So you're going to have to try to get her not to go to her power strong side.
Stewart gathers it in. We have a whistle and a foul call. Oh, Pioneer calls timeout. Trying to make sure the Stewart didn't get caught in the corner and get trapped.
And protect that possession.
Right.
Yeah, and I always say you're not going to take these timeouts and roll them into the second half of this game anyway, so use them if you have them.
That's right. 3:13 to go here in the second quarter. Pioneer with the 24-16 lead.
Yeah, and you can see a 10-2 run here in the second period. The Rats, if they the second half of this second quarter, they're going to have to turn it up, or this game can get away from them before they even take the halftime break.
Well, these last 3 minutes are going to tell a lot here as we head into halftime.
And for the Rats, even some of their bigger scorers are on the bench. So this is mainly one of their defensive lineups, and they come out in a man. This is going to be, let's see what happens here on the Pioneer offensive end if they can get that ball inside.
And that's what Pioneer just tried to do. Foul called on the shot. That's going to send Felicia Stewart to the line.
And that was going to be a tough shot for Felicia Stewart. She's going to her left and was trying to shoot the ball back over to her right side. I think the defender bailed her out there.
First one is in.
Nice touch.
Next one on the way, and that's off the rim. And Smith up the floor.
Another quick call there on the Pioneers, Turman. For Coach Hunter for Huron, he probably likes to see this. Aggressive play, not shying away. Attack that rack.
That was a nice pass into the paint to Smith. And that's by Mackenzie, I'm going to say Majewski. I don't know if I got that right, but that's what it looks like to me.
I was letting you just go for it. I know it's my category, but I'm going to allow you to jump on,
Well, I know pronunciation is your strong point, so
yeah.
Thanks for letting me have a try.
Where's the drum roll?
Oh, you mean the rim shot?
Yeah, the rim shot. There we go.
Majewski's shot is off the rim, no good.
And Huron's
rebounded by Turman.
They're not doing a great job of rebounding either. It's one shot and done.
Well, with offensive rebounding, you got to want it. You got to attack the glass.
It's effort, right?
Yep.
One thing we're not seeing out of Huron that we used to see is pressure with the ball up top. We're just seeing straight man-to-man or zone defense. We're not seeing any type of trapping.
And Garrett's shot high off the glass goes in the bucket. Unforced error by Huron with the turnover.
Yeah, and
Pioneer's going to get it back.
And we have we're right on the foul line or the half-court line, and I was calling that one before the over and back. It was a toe that just went over on that line, but that's all you need once you cross over into the front court.
That's right. That's where you used to shoot your free throws from, right? Was
well, I still do with my
good.
offhand.
Good.
I just for the challenge of it. Yeah, right.
There's a three-pointer from the top of the key, off the rim, no good.
Wow.
Ashanti Turman with that shot.
And there's no Turman is lucky she didn't get another call on that. There was a lot of contact going for that rebound.
There was a pass trying to get it to Majewski as she's headed down the floor into the paint. And there's a foul call on Pioneer.
Well, Pioneers have done a great job of slowing down the Rats scoring here in this second period to only have 3 points with 1:25 remaining. Coach Hicks, he's having that conversation right now with the official, but he's probably telling them, we did a great job this second quarter, sir.
First one on the 1-and-1 is good. Next one on the way, and that's nothing but net.
Wow. I don't know how that pass got through. Good move.
Hicks with it to DeWolf, and her shot off the glass is good. That gives Pioneer the 10-point advantage once again. The quick shot just rolls around the rim and off. And Pioneer will come away with the ball.
Another one-and-done possession for the River Rats. Nobody getting in there and doing the effort you said to hit the glass.
Under a minute to play until halftime. DeWolf there at the top of the key. Hands off to Hicks, now back to DeWolf.
Are they holding for the last shot? I mean, no one's really going
kind of
towards the
looking
rim.
at Coach Hicks there, and hard to tell from the cross court here what his instruction is, but they are certainly working the time down in the half, and that certainly looks to be the case, Kevin.
Yeah, and it's odd out of Huron to just sit back and allow them. Now, thank you, they're switching up, but they're just allowing Pioneer to have the last shot. That's odd.
Now, it looks like they're trying to work it to their best shooters to get a long three-pointer on the way. There it is. It's blocked.
Push it up, push it up. That'll do it.
Ball on the floor. And they're going to call that halftime. As the teams fought for it, for possession. Looked like they could have stopped that early and called alternating possession, but they didn't choose that. Looks like Ty Hicks is discussing that with the referees. But we're going to head to halftime with Pioneer up 29-19. And we're going to be back with second half action right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
I just wish there was some place I could watch my favorite local TV shows. Wow! Cool, where am I?
You are in a computer terminal.
Who said that?
I am the god of computers. I heard your wish and granted you access to my terminal.
Really? I've always wanted to be inside one of these things. So what's next?
Visit CTN's and the City of Ann Arbor's streaming and video on demand a2gov.org/watchctn.
What do I do there?
Here you can watch city meetings, community produced programs, school board and education programming, and a whole lot more.
Yes! This is great!
The live streams include CTN's 4 channels: government, public, educational, and community. Just click the sidebar for the channel you prefer and click play.
I can watch 4 channels. Cool.
For video on demand, go to youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to find your favorite show. Scroll through the mini playlists or simply use the search bar to type in the name of the program.
I wish I knew about this earlier.
Visit a2gov.org/watchctn for CTN live streams and video on demand.
That's great. Now I can go tell my friends. Once I leave.
Goodbye.
Hello?
Catch up on FYI and other CTN programs at a2gov.org/watchctn.
And we are back to CTN Sports Game of the Week. Was really all Pioneer in the second quarter. The first quarter ended tied at 14. But as you see, it's Pioneer 29 and Huron 19. They have the 10-point advantage, and that second quarter was everything for the Pioneers.
And it is a lot of Huron having missed possessions. They would get the ball, get down, and they would either not attack the rack or they would turn the ball over before they had an opportunity. Either way, they didn't have multiple opportunities on a possession. And that just added up in that second period to this 10-point deficit.
Well, and another thing, Kevin, the last 3 minutes of the second quarter, all the starters were on the bench for the Rats. I don't know if they were gassed and the coach's Hunter was trying to give them a little bit of spring into the third quarter by giving them that rest at the end of the second. But that really didn't help the River Rats' cause.
And to start the second half for the Pioneers, more of the same. You know, they came out and it looked like the Rats came out a little bit more ready for the game, but by that second period, Pioneer was humming, and it was really humming from behind that arc. DeWolf leads them with 15 points, and that inside-outside action with Turman is just too much right now for the River Rats.
Well, and I think Coach Hunter made a good decision. What are you going to defend? Going to defend the three-point line, or are you going to defend Asaria Turman down low? And they chose to defend Asaria Turman, and they really limited her on offense. But they paid for it from the three-point line.
And that's the problem on that play right there. Turman, she causes so much fouls. And, you know, the picking of the poison, which you're just talking about. Huron, maybe Coach Hunter wants to keep his players out of foul trouble by collapsing them and giving that outside shot and hoping that Pioneer wouldn't stay as hot as they have been. But they're above average right now, shooting that three-point shot. And maybe we'll see a difference in the second half out of the attacking defense from the Rats.
Well, and maybe they'll be forced to switch it up if they keep hitting their threes, and they'll have to let Turman have her way down low.
And you can see what she can do once she gets to the line. That's a great touch from a young lady at that foul shot. I loved it.
Splits the pair. Gives the Pioneers an 11-point advantage.
And good thought there by Glenn with that bounce pass in between the paint.
Patel will heave it outside the arc and get it in bounds. The drive of the baseline looks like that was a travel on Alexa Lyon, but and no foul call either.
Yeah, it was either way. It had to be a little of something. I mean, yeah.
Definitely some physical contact.
And I think the contact caused what you thought might have been a travel. Take a look here, Pete. Boom. There was a lot of contact there. It could have been a block. And there comes another little hip check right there from Hicks.
And that jumper is short. Pioneer rebound back down the floor quickly, and that one is up and good.
And Coach Hunter really needs to maybe regroup his Rats when it comes to defending DeWolf. They're allowing her to continually go to her strong hand.
A shot off the glass, no good. Offensively rebounded by Huron. That was nice. It's one of the few offensive rebounds they've had in this game.
And it was like that, what you said, effort, effort, effort. Here's DeWolf on that last trip up the court, and you can see Smith never got her feet in front of the offensive player and allowed DeWolf to go right up off the top of the glass with that easy lay-in.
Gallagher to DeWolf, and she pulls back for the jumper, and it's nothing but net for Lauren DeWolf. There's Patel down the lane. Her shot is in and out, no good.
Let me scare you real quick, Pete. Lauren DeWolf's a freshman.
Doesn't look like a freshman.
No, not at all. I mean, the balance that she shoots her shot with and the strength that she comes up and commands the dribble with, you would think that she was at least a sophomore, maybe even a junior. But to be a freshman, man, that's amazing. And, you know, it's a testament to what we were talking about for Coach Hicks' Common Bond AAU squad. Now he's getting players that he's been coaching for a couple of years before they get to the high school ranks, and now he's really having them thrive. And you can take all those grades and or the school, I mean, not the grade school, whatever year they're in, throw that out the window. They're players.
Right. Well, when they get to the high school level, they're more ready to play.
Yeah, they've seen all types of competition on these AAU circuits as well.
There's a three-pointer from the corner by Maya Hicks, and that is good. And Pioneer stretching his advantage out to 18 points, 37-19.
Well,
I hate to say this, Kevin, but Huron has not scored in this half.
They haven't scored in this half, and they've only scored, think about this, Pete. They ended the first quarter with 12 points. 14. So, I mean, 5 points since then. I mean, man, that's tough because you can play as much defense as you want. But at some point, you definitely have to, answer what these Pioneers. Look at Coach Hicks. You see Gallagher right there, eyes right on the coach. They're not finished yet. Right. After a couple of years of the tables being flipped in this rivalry, Pioneer has some little get back in their veins, and maybe it's in that bottle that Gallagher was drinking on there.
Maybe so. I think it was Gatorade.
Yeah, it could be.
I
don't know.
Or your sports drink of choice.
Oh, man.
There's so many out there.
Well, why do they call those things sports drinks with all the sugar they put in those things? I remember when Gatorade actually was good for you. Now it's like it makes me just shake.
I haven't had one in a long time.
Too much sugar, man.
No, River Rats out of the timeout. There's Sienna Smith with it, driving the baseline, but shut off there by DeWolf. Now she'll bring it back out top.
A lot of dribbling, right? How about a pass?
I think Sienna Smith's probably a little frustrated right now. She's obviously a talented player, and she's not being able to play her game due to the Pioneers. Jumper on the way is off the glass.
That's a good possession.
Alexa Lyon with that shot. A little bit more cohesive offense.
Out of a timeout, that's what you want to see out of your unit. Everybody touch the ball, and then you get a good shot, and it goes down. That's even better.
Now the River Rats got to work on getting some defensive stops.
But you see that?
Back in this game.
You see, Pete, how Smith went to the strong side of DeWolf and caused a turnover.
That pass a little too far, but off a Pioneer.
I guarantee you, Coach Hunter in that River Rat sideline timeout, he had to say something about turning DeWolf away from her strong hand. Smith was giving a lot of effort that last possession, trying to turn the offensive player and have them go into a different direction.
Initially, the referee pointed for the Rats, but obviously this is a Pioneer possession. Burgard with it, just going to drive it. Try and drive it, kick it out for three to DeWolf, all alone, and that's off the rim. Boy, DeWolf was just standing there all alone in the corner.
Yeah.
No one defending her. And these are the kind of lapses that, defensive lapses that got to be corrected with experience and time and practice. They just got lucky that she missed the shot.
Well, and on the offensive end, where's Patel to be out there to help out with the ball handling? You're not seeing, a lot of help, and it seems like it's only Smith out there that's really handling the ball.
Well, you can tell a real difference, no pun intended, when Patel is on the floor and when she's off the floor.
Exactly. It's just the energy is totally different, and this is an easy call here for the officials. A little bowling action there.
That looks like hockey. Little hip check.
Yeah, I think she meant to do that the way she reacted too.
Like well, you can tell, you get in the heat of the competition and you don't get your way. You get a little frustrated, whether you're leading or not. There's another jumper by Lyon, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Burgard. And DeWolf will bring it up the floor.
Boy, that Pioneer offense looks totally different when Asaria is not out there. You can see the attention she brings to the Huron defense.
Well, now they're playing like a matchup zone.
Exactly, a lot of switching going on. You see Coach Hicks right there. Great backdoor cut. Wow.
And DeWolf with the finish for Pioneer.
An even better pass there, right on the money too, from Hicks to find the street.
I think that's what keeps me going, Kevin, with these games is, you see someone progress from a freshman to a senior, but then the next freshman comes along and you want to watch her or him, progress to a senior.
It's
a constant cycle. And you never get tired of seeing these kids develop and become such great players.
And I like the coaching, not afraid to bring younger players up. And back in the day, old school basketball, you had coaches that wanted to keep people with their class.
Right, DeWolf would be on the freshman team
right now, back in the day. And hiding those skills and that talent, until maybe the sophomore year, but more potentially the junior year.
Yeah,
it's nice for us as fans to be able to sit back and kind of grow with the program and the player.
There's nothing like watching great talent.
It is. It's fun.
It is. It's why it keeps me going as long as I've been doing this. There's an offensive rebound by Turman. Her putback's no good. Now we have a tie-up.
It's a good job by Turman just putting her hands right in there. The Huron player, they teach you to keep that ball up high. If you keep the ball up high, you're more apt to get somebody reaching in and tapping on a wrist and getting yourself a foul.
Well, that's like the mortal sin of basketball is bringing the ball down
Bringing
low.
it down. It's too easy, especially when you're a bigger player.
Right.
Keep it up high.
Oh, Patel back out on the floor for the River Rats. Kick back out to Lyon. Now she's going to try and drive it. Loses the handle. Patel for three, and that is short.
Patel doesn't looks like she's a little bit injured on that shot as well too, as she's limping up court.
And maybe that's why she spent some time on the bench.
It could be.
Looks like an ankle.
Yeah, she's definitely playing on a bum wheel there.
Yeah, she's definitely limping. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. And there's another bucket for Pioneer, and the advantage is now 20. And I guess we saw this kind of coming into this game. Huron kind of struggling without the good record, Pioneer with the much better record, that Pioneer would eventually take over and start taking control of this game.
And you can see that happening really from the second quarter on. And it's where rivalry games, Pete, people play up to that momentum sometimes. And early in the game, you saw that out of the River Rats.
A three-pointer off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Turman, Ashanti Turman. And Hicks with it.
That was a weird call. The official that was right in front of it does not blow his whistle. The official opposite side walks over and calls it.
Yeah, you see that occasionally. It's just looks like Majewski was a little overzealous with the defense and drew the foul.
And almost like the one official was kind of dialing it in, saying, I'm going to hold on to my whistle in my mouth, guy.
6.3 seconds to go until the end of quarter number 3. Pioneer gets it to Turman. She tries to put the shot up. It's no good, but draws the foul.
And even the Rats, going from 5, what did we do? 5 points in the second quarter. They even chopped that down in half. The Pioneer defense has been stellar, Pete.
Absolutely.
The Rats has only scored really 2 points in this second period.
7 points since the end of the first quarter.
And I'm sure Coach Hicks, he's probably more excited about the defense than he is the execution on the offensive end, as most coaches are.
Oh, Patel with a quick three-pointer at the end of the quarter. It's off the mark. And we end quarter number 3 with the Pioneers with a big 21-point advantage as we head into the fourth quarter. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more action on CTN Sports Game of the Week. And we're back with quarter number 4 here on the CTN Sports Game of the Week. The Pioneer women leading the Huron River Rat women 42-21.
A lot of defense and a lot of good possessions for the Pioneers. For the River Rats, it's been tough, really, since the first quarter to get any kind of momentum going, either on the defense as well as the offensive end.
There's a signature Turman move right there down in the paint. One of the first ones we've seen this whole game.
Well, it's really been DeWolf has really been powering the Pioneers offense with all of her drives and outside scoring.
It's been really fun to watch.
And hadn't had to go to this. This is the old regular right here.
Into
I love that move. Yeah, that was
hook.
Nice.
There's the Asaria Turman we know. Well, Pioneer with good ball movement on the perimeter, trying to get it down to Turman. She looks to pass, that's knocked away.
She was trying to find her sister, and I'm sure later on she's going to say, "You got to attack the rim when I'm throwing you that ball. Come on."
Lyon with the shot on the baseline. No good.
Love the way that Asaria comes out and challenges that shot, but doesn't go too much and causes contact. And that's what you expect out of a senior player who's probably had some problems in the past with getting fouls.
Well, I'd like to add a smart player.
Yeah.
She knows the game.
Definitely.
So she knows where to be when. And again, yeah, it's a senior, but it's also a smart player, too, somebody who really knows what they're doing.
And we saw that basketball IQ out of Asaria when she was young, when she was making heady plays. And she's just added to it over the years, right?
Absolutely. Somebody was a good teacher when she was young.
And you can check us out, Pete, where?
YouTube.
Always. But we've missed something out of you, man.
What's that?
When we talk about the high definition. We missed it.
Scintillating, high definition, stunning HD.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's a great picture.
And hey, if you're watching us right now on this YouTube channel, look over at that button and hit the like and subscribe. That way each time that we are having a broadcast, you'll get a notification.
Nice drive right down the lane, and that score is good.
Where's that been?
Caden Glenn. And there's a press by Huron, almost come away with the steal.
Another something odd that we hadn't seen in years out of the River Rat program is all of this youth. There's a lot of youth on their roster. Only 2 seniors. And that's something that you, over the years, had seen Huron cultivate their players over a period of time where they were rotating in players that have been accustomed to playing that River Rat style. And that's tough when they're constantly changing head coaches because the team is constantly learning new set plays and new philosophies. And it's hard to have people that have grown up with that program when you have such transition going on. That's unfortunate.
Well, they had that vaunted press defense, pressing full court press the entire game.
It would scare people.
Absolutely. And it got them to some lofty heights, too.
It did. I mean, in postseason play, man, look at Smith. Now, where's all of this energy come from the Rats?
There's 5 points right there by the Rats.
Score more points in the last 2 quarters in the last 2 minutes, right?
And there's an unforced error, well, somewhat unforced. And that brings the Huron crowd to life.
Well, good job there by the Smith sisters. One causing to the deflection, the other
shot
one
off the glass. That's nice.
And then Jaden coming in and finishing it off top side with that left layup.
Shot off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Turman.
And you see this in certain games, Pete, when the score is a little bit lopsided. One team isn't playing as hard as they have been. And I think that was what we've seen in this early fourth quarter.
Yeah, it looks like the Pioneers relaxed just a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
And there's Turman with the shot off the glass, no good. She's had a tough time tonight. Passes it, and that shot is no good. And Huron back down the floor.
Oh, nice crossover
there.
3 seconds.
There's a shot from the perimeter by Lyon. That's no good. Had some good ball movement there on offense, but just weren't able to get the shot to go down.
And more aggressive play after the shot has been up on the backboard, too. You saw, I think that was Glenn, get a hand in there and keep the ball alive. That's got to be traveling, right?
And traveling is a call, and Pioneer with another turnover.
More turnovers out of the Pioneers in this first couple minutes than we've seen all game.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 11 seconds into the fourth. And probably seen good 4 or 5 turnovers in that period of time.
Some coachable moments for Coach Hicks as well, too, when he's watching this game. He'll be able to fast forward maybe to the early part of the fourth quarter and say, we have some work to do to finish off our games.
Sienna Smith with the jumper there for Huron. Back down the floor to Turman, and her shot is up. And she draws the foul.
Good patience there. And an excellent up-court pass.
I mean, I think that was a valiant defensive try there by the Huron player. But Turman just dominated this shot there. And with her strength, you could see she just put that shot up and in.
Well, if Smith was going to hang on longer, she would have been going through that rim, too. I mean, because Asario was going to shoot that shot.
Turman misses the free throw.
Good double screen
Sienna
there.
Smith with the jumper off the rim, in and out, no good. Picked up by Gallagher. Turman with the long outlet pass.
Dunk it! Oh, thought she was going to dunk it, man.
And Kobe LaPointe with the uncontested bunny. And that'll cause Huron with the timeout. And Pioneer retaking the 20-point advantage, 50-30, with 4:05 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, she was probably thinking, do I want to cradle it? Do I want to go backwards? I'm going to just keep it simple.
She's got an ice fan, a little finger roll.
Little finger roll?
I love it.
I wanted a windmill, man.
Little George Gervin, Eastern Michigan.
Bringing
right
it back.
down the road.
I think that was one of the first shots of this game. We saw a nice little finger roll off the top of the glass. And if memory serves me right, it was DeWolf on a cut to the hole.
Bit of a wild finger roll, but certainly went in the bucket. That's all that matters.
As long as it hits that English. And yeah, she did a great job of it. But when you bring up that, man, we've had some really good basketball players in this area.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been blessed.
Both teams coming back out, trying to, for the Rats, trying to, finish off strong.
Well, I think that's important here in the fourth quarter to do that, and I think they've done a good job so far.
They came out and didn't look like a team that was down by so many points. It was good energy. Unfortunately, that energy was misplaced because it should have been in that middle portion,
Right. Well, it really, like I think you said, Kevin, the second quarter when Pioneer won that 10-2 run, that was kind of it for the River Rats in this game. Not that they haven't had the effort beyond that, but that really kind of was the turning point that Pioneer took over control.
It seems like Pioneer has kept them at an arm's length since then.
Yeah.
You saw this little run to begin this fourth quarter, but for the most part, Pioneers had command of the game, both on the offense and defensive end. But really, what I think, Pete, they own the outside that arc, but inside that paint, man, the differential in the rebounds it's pretty vast, and it's really on the Pioneer side. A lot of good effort, just right here. Good effort there by Gallagher.
A little bit of a lazy pass there by Huron.
Yeah, but I kind of know that Gallagher family. That's a tough family. And
well, she was right there to take advantage of that lazy pass and get the jump ball.
And you love the way you saw Turman, grab Gallagher and say, "Hey, Whitney, that's the way I like to see it. Right. This game's not over yet. Let's keep trying."
We have to finish because you're going to face better teams later on in the season, and they're not going to let, they're going to have something to say about the outcome of those games. So effort for a 100% of the game is everything.
And that's why I say there was a lot of coachable moments for both sides in this fourth quarter. When you look back at the way Huron started, man, Coach Hunter has to rewind that first 2-3 minutes of this quarter over and over and over again and get that confidence into the Rat players. You could see the body language just wasn't there 3 quarters, and then that fourth quarter, they started out well. And for Coach Hicks, all he has to do is call a timeout. You saw his team wasn't playing well. He calls one timeout, and everybody's out there playing hard.
Yeah, because you saw, like we said earlier, you saw the Pioneers relax just a little bit. They're up 20, and Huron was right there to put the energy into that point and help themselves out a bit.
Yeah, you saw Coach Hunter there for a brief moment, speaking to one of his guards, Smith. But you're right, Pete. It's been a really great night for Coach Hicks and his program. And now you know why they've only lost one game to a team like DeWitt that is perennially into postseason play.
There's a nice finger roll by Sienna Smith. Well, and as we've said before, Kevin, many times, you never want to let your guard down to a crosstown rival.
You can't. You can't, because Pioneers smelled blood in the water in that second period. And, their defense turned up, and they really just put the pedal to the metal.
There's a shot up, whistle called, foul.
A little bit of double dribble there that wasn't caught, but it was caught by eye cameras, and Smith finishes it on the other end.
First free throw is on the way and good.
Nice little pass there.
Kevin, you can call her M&M. First initial, second initial. If that helps you at all.
It helps having you here. That's what really helps.
Second one is off the rim. .201 to play here in the fourth quarter. Pioneer took control in the second quarter, and they have controlled it and led the rest of the way here. And they lead it by 18 points over Huron.
It's been a good mixture of defense, but rebounding. And you can tell right now the Pioneers aren't playing the same type of intensity defense that they did in that first 3 quarters because they were causing turnovers left and right.
Jaden Smith called for the reach-in foul.
You see both players on the defensive end back off of that play. I'm sorry about that, Pete.
That's right.
DeWolf has some speed, too. Good handle with the dribble.
She's pretty smooth for a freshman.
Kind of
very smooth game.
Like her dad is a coach or something. Maybe. Mike DeWolf.
There's Garrett with the shot on the baseline. That is off the backboard, but she draws the foul. And we'll head to the line.
It's a good aggressive play there. The power dribble and strong for the Rap. Is that Andu again. 2 times we saw her get in between on the defensive end. You either want to take the charge or you just want to, really, you're too small to go up and try to block that shot. Right. I think the right play there is get your position. Stand your ground.
Well, that's something to learn.
Easier said than done, of course, when you have a player, coming right at you full speed.
Long three-pointer from the corner, no good. Rebounded by Turman. And Gallagher brings it up the floor. Now she's trapped on the sideline, rather. Well, and we have a whistle, and Pioneer astutely calls timeout.
Ty
He
Hicks
saw the
has-
trap there.
Well, Ty Hicks has his hands all over the program. Look at him. He sees it coming, and watch him turn the official.
Yeah.
He didn't even have to
Nice.
turn, right?
That's
he
a
knows
great
where the
catch on the
official's at.
replay.
That's great job of camera work, guys.
30-second timeout for Pioneer. 1:08 to play in the game.
Saw Coach Phillips there, one of the assistant coaches for the Rats, back there in the back. He don't look too happy. It's going to be some running at practice tomorrow. Yeah, the assistant coach there, Chuck Phillips, on the sideline.
And both teams back out on the floor. Pioneer back underway. Under a minute now. And there's an intercept and a steal by the River Rats. And a three-pointer on the way is in and out, no good by Jaden Smith. And Burgard will bring it back up the floor. Gets it to Garrett. Now, Fanina Makuf is in the game for Pioneer. 31 seconds to go. Looks like we have a turnover in favor of the River Rats. And it looks like Patel has not played most of this fourth quarter. I think she's got that bum ankle and will not be able to, was not able to finish the game. 21 seconds to play. River Rats will inbound on the near sideline. The shot up and in. Final seconds winding down in this game. Huron not giving up. There's a shot off the rim, no good. A putback. That's by Caden Glenn, and that will do it as the buzzer sounds. Pioneer takes the victory, 54-39. We're going to take a quick break and be back with more right here on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Welcome back to our CTN Sports Game of the Week. I'm joined now with Lauren DeWolf, our player of the game. Lauren, you were hot outside and inside. What was it like out there for you tonight?
It was great. My teammates would just keep cheering me on, and they really motivated me to do my best.
What's it like to win against a rival?
I mean, it was great. This is just what we've been working for, like, all year. Like, we really wanted to beat them, and we just came out and did what we did best.
You sound like a person that really likes your teammates. And congratulations on your game tonight. And we look forward to seeing you again on the CTN Sports, all right? Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm going to send it back over to you, Pete, to wrap up this game.
Thanks, Kevin, for that. Once again, the final here, 54-39. Pioneer takes the win at home over Huron. I'd like to thank all the people that make this production possible. Our director, Rob Cross. Audio replay by Chloe Hill. Graphics, Katsumi Nagai, and our camera guys, Jason Broniak and Robert Hornbacker. And for Kevin Bryant, this is Pete Boyer. Once again, thanks. Have a good night. Hope you enjoyed our CTN Sports Game of the Week.